You can have one at a time. In my lifetime, there's been 50 great players. There's been 3 faces of the league. Jayson Tatum's not a face of the league. So Friday night, they face the Cavs, and Jayson has 46 points. Oh, I am bombarded. Colin, 46 points. And I said, that's interesting. James Harden led the NBA in scoring 3 straight years. Was he face of the league? In the last week, 10 guys have scored 40 or more points, including Quentin Grimes. Is he a face of the league? Dominique Wilkins scored 61 times. 61 times. Dominique Wilkins scored over 40 points. He was a scoring and dunking machine. Was he face of the league? No. I'll say it again. Face of the league is a formula. It is production and aura and personality and maybe your college career. But you know the most important thing with it? Are you great in the clutch? Magic Johnson, NBA Finals, center's hurt. He plays center, goes 42-17. I mean, that's face of the league. You're good in the clutch. You don't have to be the scoring champ. You don't have to have the flashiest game. You got to be good in the clutch. Remember that Olympic game this past, remember the Olympics in Paris? Remember Tatum, gold medal game? He had 2 points. He did not play against Serbia in the game before. That's face of the league. Okay. Even Friday night against the Cavs. Friday night against the Cavs in the big Tatum game. Game was tied, 3:15 left. They needed buckets. They were at home. Tatum never scored again. Great first half, but in clutch time, there's a clutch time stat in the NBA, clutch time. The league keeps track of it. He shoots 18% on three-pointers in clutch time this year. That's abysmal. He shoots 27% on three-pointers in the fourth quarter. By the way, his free throw percentage in clutch is the worst of any quarter, 66%. So he's a worse three-point shooter. He's a worse three-point shooter in the fourth and overtime and in clutch. He's a worse free throw shooter then. But, hey, he had a great first half against the Cavs. It's not about that. It is a formula to be face of the league. You got to want it, and he does want it, and he does have things that help. He went to Duke, and he plays for the Celtics. That helps. That gives you – you're not going to be face of the league if you're playing probably for the Atlanta Hawks and you went to college at SMU. We don't know who you are. It helped. That's why international players, we don't see them until they're like, third year in the league. We don't pay attention to a lot of them. So it does help. He went to Duke. He's a great kid. He wants to be it. He plays for the Celtics. And they got to the finals. And they won. And Jaylen Brown was the MVP. How many times was Scottie Pippen in NBA in the finals when he played with Jordan? Okay. It's nothing against him. I like him. I think there's an argument he's a top 5 or 6 player in the NBA. I have always seen him closer to 8th than 2nd or 3rd. But I like him, and it's not hate. But if you're making the claim that somebody is the face of Hollywood, everybody got to know who you are when they walk into the theater. That guy that won the Oscar last night, Best Actor, 90% of Americans don't know who he is. Tom Cruise walks into every room in America. You know who he is. That's a movie star. The guy that won last night's a really talented actor. So face of the league is the NBA's version of movie star. Eastern Conference Finals last year. Jaylen Brown was the MVP of both. Bruh, I don't care how many points he scored. Quentin Grimes dropped a 40-burger last week, okay? 10 guys scored over 40. Dominique did over 40 61 times. James Harden led the NBA in scoring 3 times. Tatum has many of the qualities necessary. He wants to be it. He went to Duke. He's a great kid, excellent NBA player, Celtics. But there's an aura thing and a clutch thing. You can't give me 2 in the Olympic gold medal game and be a DNP against Serbia and be face of the league. It doesn't work that way. All right? You can't do straight-to-video movies and be the face of Hollywood, okay? I don't go to a theater anymore. You know who gets me to a theater? 2 people. Christopher Nolan, the director, and Tom Cruise, the actor. That's it. Matt Damon, I'll consider. I'm telling you, there's just not many get me there. So you can't be a DNP against Serbia. A new rule on the show. If you want to be a face of the league, there can never be a DNP in a big game unless you have like a broken kneecap. And even then, I want you to wobble out there like Willis Reed or MJ Flugame. Yeah, DNP, coach's decision, not acceptable. And I like him. J-Mac, you said, and I said, you're a little ahead of yourself. It's that young man, that young stallion energy of yours. You had Luka turning the Lakers into Bill Russell's Celtics, and I was like, hold on there, cowboy. But I will say they leaned on Luka last night, and something is happening here. You start looking at the last 6 or 7 games with Luka. They didn't even have Austin Reeves and Rui last night, and they won. And there was a brief moment as they beat the Clippers last night that we thought tech CEO, billionaire Steve Ballmer would overtake the Buss family and the Lakers. Jeannie and Jim Buss were struggling to get along. Yeah, that idea has been squashed. The Lakers better today. The Lakers' future much brighter. Last night, Luka, huge first half of the Lakers, once again bolt out to a lead. And the Clippers, desperate to have relevance and a star, have the unlikable Kawhi, who's never available and rarely talks, and James Harden, who can still give you numbers, but was minus 18 plus and minus last night. The Lakers have lovable Luka. Everybody loves Austin Reeves. And whether you love LeBron or not, you have to worship at the altar of his physicality, his biology. He is playing like he's 27 years old. And the Lakers have always understood this, and the Clippers in their growth and their ascension don't understand this. It's not just about having a star. It's about, in Los Angeles, having the right star. This is not Indianapolis. This is not Orlando. There are stars everywhere. It's about having the right star. Kawhi, James Harden, come on. No, it's about having Jim Harbaugh as coach, or Matt Stafford, or Shohei Ohtani, or Luka. Luka is big, and that's the Lakers have always done that. I mean, they've had some stars who were stoic, like Kareem, but they got him Magic. Pau Gasol, a bit more stoic, and they've got Kobe. The Lakers have understood it's not just a star. It's Magic. It's Shaq. It's Kobe. It's LeBron. It's Luka. Bigger than life. A lot of stars out there in the NBA that don't translate to wins. The other thing about the Lakers is they get stars. They're not desperate to get them. Same with the Dodgers. Dodgers and the Lakers aren't desperate for stars. They want to get stars like Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts who win games, who are great postseason guys, who can do multiple things well. And, I mean, comparing the Clippers and the Lakers is Six Flags to Disney. You got to be more than roller coasters. You got to bring more in than roller coasters. And that's the difference with the Lakers. Last 22 games, they're first, second, and third in every analytic that matters, first in wins. And there's so much inherent love and tradition and history with the Lakers in Los Angeles and the Dodgers that if you bring in a catalyst like a Shohei or a Luka, they're not only the biggest game in town, they're the biggest team in their sport. So they've won 6 straight, and give J.J. Redick credit. Didn't have Austin Reeves, didn't have Rui. They're playing incredible defense as Anthony Davis, arguably the best defender in the league, left. They're playing out of their mind. He's experimenting with small ball lineups. It's got a little Warriors feel to it. They don't have to have necessarily a center on the floor at all times. I know a lot of people questioned Redick, and I may have wondered if Luka was in the right shape. But last night was Luka's night, and once again the Lakers' night, and here's the coach after.
And it just seemed like throughout the game, when we needed a bucket, when we needed him to draw a second, third defender at times, he was able to make the right play, minus the 6 turnovers. But he played fantastic tonight. And again, it was that verve and that spirit of competition, but also just something that is – maybe it's an inner demon, I don't know, but it comes out, and it's fantastic for us when it does.
Okay, this can't be overstated. For a lot of places in this country, it's just about getting a star. That has never been it with the Lakers. It's not just about getting a star. Pau Gasol was the right fit for Kobe Bryant, who could be ball-centric. Magic Johnson was perfect to bring out the best in Kareem. And I think what you're seeing with Luka, and the reason they made the move, they already had AD and LeBron 2 stars. But their takeaway was Luka will be better with LeBron. Luka, on the nights LeBron is a little tired, Luka can score 30 points and take over the game. You never knew if you were getting that with AD. AD was a star. His personality, more number 2, a little more stoic, a little quieter, more reticent. But again, it's not just about the start. Meanwhile, the Clippers have Kawhi Leonard, who's almost never available. They give him an extension. They just want a star. Just give us a star. We just don't want to be irrelevant. The Lakers are never irrelevant, so they don't have to worry about it. They get the right star. And that's the difference between those two organizations. Six Flags and Disney both have roller coasters. One of them's beyond that. One of them is hotels. One of them is movies. One of them is films. One of them is working the late Steve Jobs, connecting to people's hearts, not just going up and down on a roller coaster. Right? So when I'm watching Luka last night, I'm like, once again, the Lakers do it. It's not just that, hey, we got a famous guy. That's not it. Spielberg can get a lot of famous actors. He leans on the really, really box office draws who can draw people into a theater. That's the difference.